Hello gardening friends. I am super excited to bring you our East Coast gardening collaboration for the month of August. I'm going to be giving you a video on how to prevent and how to stop a common problem with tomatoes. Dan at Permaculture Food Forrest down in Florida is going to be showing you how he manages his papaya trees, and Eva at Highland Homestead in New York is going to be showing us her wonderful herbs. Alright, so let's get started with our East Coast collaboration for August. So make sure you click on the end screens for Dan and Eva's channels at the end of the video so you can check out their awesome channels. I'm going to be telling you about a garden failure that's a very common problem with your tomatoes, and I'm going to show you how it can be fixed. And I'm super excited to see what is growing down in Florida with Dan and what is growing in New York with Eva. So let's get down to the garden and I'll show you my problem. This year I've been dealing with a common gardening fail. If you garden, you're going to have failures. The important thing is to learn from your failures and try to do better next time. The problem I'm having has been with my tomatoes, and it's called blossom end rot, and it's a very common problem. Tomatoes are one of the favorite crops for home gardeners to grow, but they are also one of the most difficult. Blossom end rot is caused by a calcium deficiency, and while it looks like it's a terrible disease, it's not a disease at all. It's a physiological problem where the roots and the stems aren't able to get enough calcium up to the tomatoes. Usually it's not a problem of calcium deficiency in the soil. The problem is that the soil is too dry, or there have been fluctuations in the moisture levels, so the calcium hasn't been supplied consistently as the tomato needs it. And that makes sense for me this year because we are having a drought in my local microclimate. The rainstorms have seemed to go north or south of us and missed us completely. It has been super dry, and even the weeds are dying in my garden. I have been trying to water my tomatoes and other plants, but it has been difficult with the high temperatures and our lack of natural rainwater, so my soil has been drying out too much. To help prevent blossom end rot, I put down a thick layer of mulch that I got from the bedding of our bunny cage. So you can see that it has a lot of wood chips and bunny poop in there. That will add nutrition to the soil as it decomposes and as the water and rain goes through it. This mulch will keep the moisture in so that the soil won't dry out as much and the roots will be able to stay moist. Blossom end rot can also develop in peppers, squash, cucumbers, and melon fruits, but I usually see it in the tomatoes more than anywhere else. It's okay to use the ripe fruits even though they have the blossom end rot. You can just cut the bad parts off and still use the tomato. But usually there isn't much left that's usable, so I prefer to pull the tomato off the vine and get rid of it as soon as I see the bottom of the tomatoes start to turn dark. Another problem with my tomatoes this year has been the high temperatures. Most tomato plants will not set fruit if the temperatures are over 90 degrees, and we have had plenty of 90-degree days this summer. We also get a lot of blight here, but my tomato plants seem to be doing fairly well with that, and that's probably because it has been so dry. So if they do last until the weather starts cooling off, I should get some late season tomatoes. One thing that I've done right this year is that I took these winter sowing containers that I started my seeds in, and I've used them to give the tomato plants more water. This container has drainage holes in it that I put in the bottom to drain the potting mix when I started the tomato seeds. So I just fill these with water as I'm watering, and the water drains out slowly and goes down into the soil without running off as much. Next year I think I'll put more of these in, because the two plants to the right and the left of this container have not gotten near as much blossom end rot as the other ones farther down the row. Plus, when I leave these winter sowed containers in, I've written on there what variety of tomato I planted, and that helps me to remember what seeds I've planted. Another thing that can make a huge difference for the blossom end rot would be to install an automatic watering system. That should help keep the tomatoes healthy. I have an automatic control that I got a few years back that I need to install in my faucet, so maybe that'll be an upcoming video. Some people do put calcium on their plants to make sure there's enough calcium in their soil. You can break up a Tums tablet and put that around the base of the plant, or you can use calciums that you can purchase from garden stores. This doesn't really hurt, but usually isn't necessary, like I've said. Let me know in the comments below if you've experienced blossom end rot and if it seems to be worse this year than other years. If you have a bad failure in gardening, you can always say, well, we'll try again next year. I'm going to hand off to Dan and Eva. Can't wait to see what's growing in their gardens in August. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? All right, this is the, the East Coast collaboration with Dave from Organic Garden, North Carolina, and Eva from upstate New York. It's the Highland Homestead. So, check out their links as well. All right, all right, we're gonna be talking about papayas. All right, papayas is a unique tree. The average papaya maybe live about, I think, 5 to 6 years, and then the production of the tree start, dropping. The tree can get extremely tall. So in this video, I'm going to show you what I do if the tree gets too tall, for you to actually start reaching the fruits. I don't want to climb on ladders to, reach fruits, because that could be dangerous at the same time. So, I found out there's a way you could actually, prune your papaya tree and it still produces. All right, so let's go check out some of the papaya trees, that got extremely tall, and I'm going to show you one that I actually pruned back and how it's looking. All right, let's go check that out. All right, let's go down into the food forest and I'll show you guys something real quick. All right. All right. I want to show you something. Guys, look at this papaya tree. I'm going to show you how tall it is. If you look up there, there's ripe papayas. So the tree start fruiting probably once it's about here. So you was able to actually reach the fruits and, just pick right here. Even up to here, you could pick, even up here. So now it reached, like I could still reach these fruits right here, without using a ladder. But what about when it reach to that height up there? I won't be able to reach them, and I'm not gonna climb on a ladder. So I figured out a way we could resolve that issue. It's gonna take a little patience in the meantime, but let's go check it out. All right, so guys, this is what I want to show you. Look, this papaya tree was the same size as or even taller. It maybe went to about like almost 20 feet in the air. What I did was to prune it back right here. I cut it off right here so I could still reach, and this is what happened. It pushed, new growth came out. Look right here. There's even a papaya right here. Look here, look, even, and there's more. You see blooms up there too. So, if this is even for people who, if you're growing a papaya in a container, it gets too tall, you could try pruning it back and see what happens. It works for me. The tree still, it even actually pushed new growth right here. And there's more coming off, like the tree just starts sprouting new, something that papaya don't normally do. The normal papaya just one straight trunk going up into the sky. You prune it back and you get all these new growth pushing out. All these new growth actually pushing out. Yep. So, that's just a quick tip. If, the tree gets too tall for you to actually harvest the fruit, just prune it back and see what happens. Yep, it's a fast growing tree, so you could try it and see. It works for me, as I show you right here. Right, this is where it was pruned back, push out all the new growth right here. All right, so that's just my tip for the East Coast collaboration. All right, guys, so I want you guys to continue watching the rest of this video. You will get to see Eva from Highland Homestead and Dave from North Carolina, Organic North Carolina Garden, in the rest of this video. All right, enjoy.
Oh, hi there, folks. Well, I have this bed all cleaned out from our lettuces. And I am so done with the garden. Let me show you something different. Come on. Well, wasn't that neat to see? Hi, I'm Eva from Highland Homestead, and I wanted to talk a little bit about our herb garden. This is a peppermint balsam. It grows lovely, lovely flowers, and I'm really excited. I don't know how to harvest the seeds yet. I'll have to look into that. But I got this from Baker Creek, and what I usually do is these flowers are going to go all the way up, you guys, all the way up here. But what I do is I take these leaves off, you rub them, and then you can smell the peppermint, okay? It's a very light smell. This is one herb I'm trying this year because I like the peppermint. It is also good in vitamin C and E. This year, we're trying a lot more herbs, and I'll be doing a lot more with the herbs. But I wanted to try this herb here, see if I could grow it over winter. I will be using that raised bed that you saw over there that I got rid of my lettuce from, and putting all of my herbs in there to season over for the winter time. This is just one out of many herbs that we've been planting. I will put a link up here for the soil that we used. I will be using this for oils and also for teas and drinks, or cocktails as you would say. So let me show you the rest of the herbs. So the beautiful herbs attract a lot of bees, butterflies, and a lot of other things. But the most important thing that I think herbs will contribute to, herbs that we will have to either put in to spices or for medicinal use on the homestead here. Now, if you have not ever thought about doing different herbs, now is a good time to start. Thank you, Dan and Dave, for sharing our East Coast collaboration today. And we will talk to you all soon. Have a great day from our house to yours. Toodles.
So make sure you click on the end screens for Dan and Eva's channels at the end of the video so you can check out their awesome channels. Right, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day.